Welcome to the all-new Sports Visions television show. I'm DJ Jones alongside my good friend and traveling partner Dale Williams. How are you, sir?
What's up, player?
Man, I tell you what, football season now, we're in a gear now, especially on the high school side, where we're getting ready to try to find out who these teams are that are going to contend for the playoffs.
That's right, DJ. We're going from the pretenders to the contenders, and really 5 games in, 6 games in, you're going to find out who's going to make the playoffs.
And of course, speaking of playoffs, the Braves are in the playoffs, and we're going to check in on them as well as the NBA Finals. Man, they're coming to a close, and congratulations to the WNBA champs. We'll let you know who the new WNBA champion is. All that and more coming up next on Sports Visions.
Greetings, this is Reverend Thomas H. Mills Jr., pastor of Spirit, Truth, and Liberty Ministries, Inc., located at 3574 Macon Road, Columbus, Georgia. I want to invite you to join us in our weekly worship services. On Sunday mornings, our worship service is held at 11 a.m. on Facebook at Spirit, Truth, and Liberty Ministries, Inc.STLMI. On Tuesday evenings, our Women's Bible Study is held at 7 p.m. led by Associate Minister Terry Myers via Zoom. On Thursdays, our General Bible Study is held at 7 p.m. also via Zoom. On Fridays, a word of encouragement is given at 6:30 p.m. on Facebook at Spirit, Truth, and Liberty Ministries, Inc.STLMI. We look forward to you joining us, and until then, may the blessings of God be with you.
For the best in local, regional, and national sports news, be sure to tune to the Sports Visions radio show every Monday and Thursday from 4 to 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Over the past 16 years, DJ Jones and Dale Williams have celebrated and uplifted our local high school coaches and student athletes. So get a behind-the-scenes look from your hometown sports guys. DJ Jones and Dale Williams on WRCG 92.1.
Welcome back to Sports Visions, Dale. It won't be long before, of course, all of our young student athletes, our high school football players will be celebrated. Of course, obviously, we're proud to have our 13th annual Sports Visions High School Football Player of the Year. And again, you know what? These players are gearing towards the playoffs. And again, the best players usually are the ones that rise up around this time of the year.
You said it, DJ. The best players always rise to the top around this time, playoff time, DJ. And really, we're getting ready for the football award ceremonies, DJ. And really, some of these guys are getting offers from everywhere across the country.
Let's talk about some of the teams that are obviously in contention right now for the playoffs, although we have a few more weeks left. You know what, especially let's start on the Alabama side. I know the Central Red Devils started out a little rocky, but right now only one loss in the region. Again, I think they still have an opportunity to make a run.
Oh, they really have an opportunity to take a run, DJ. They're just not playing the usual Central High School football. They're not playing normal at all, but what's normal now, DJ? But I think really after having 3 total losses in the season, they still have an opportunity to make the playoffs. I think they played all their hard games. They've lost to Hoover, they've lost to Auburn, and really those games they're supposed to have won those games, DJ. They still have an opportunity to make the playoffs, and I think really getting better. They got to start using some of their depth and some of their talent. They still hadn't answered the question about the backside of the secondary. The secondary piece has not been working for Central, stopping people on 3rd down, getting off the field. They hadn't stopped that yet, DJ, but really I think they got enough time to develop and get ready for the playoffs.
The Auburn Tigers looked really good, came in against Central last week. It came and took one right there at Garrett Harrison Stadium.
Yeah, they did a great job. Auburn, everybody knew that Auburn was much improved this year, but I think really the Central game, I think Central really was not able to get off the field on 3rd down. Their secondary, the back end piece, DJ, again, as I keep saying, and we've been saying this for 5 weeks, we would thought that they made some kind of improvement. But they got to get better on that end, DJ, because really when you get in the playoffs, you can't give up these big plays, and you got to get off the field on 3rd down.
Coach Story up at Lynette High School, man, they started a little shaky, but it looks like they're back on track. And again, obviously, this is a team that has won a couple of state championships in the last several years.
They have, man, and really, you knew Clifford Story was going to get these guys right. They messed up and lost the Valley game. Valley is a well-improved team, but Lynette, you knew they were coming. And one thing about Clifford Story, he's going to have his guys ready for a championship run.
And I'll tell you what, one team that's really impressive and it looks like they are going to be gangbusters come state championship time, the Glenwood Gators, man.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Jason Gibson and the Glenwood Gators.
I mean, really, man, Jason has done a great job over there at Glenwood all the time that he's been over there, DJ. Glenwood ranked #1 in private school in Alabama. They're doing very well. They continue to get better and better. And, you know, they get some players out there too, DJ, and I think that's going to be one of the biggest things that people are going to realize in the playoffs is that they got some much better players.
On the other side of the Kool-Aid, if you will, of course, the Carver Tigers, man, they have been doing it big.
Oh, yeah, they've been doing it big all year, man. And really, for all the teams that they've played up to this point, they've just been head and shoulders better than these teams. And I think really preparing for the playoffs now, I think really Carver's going to be able to win their region. I think it's going to be probably go up against a Troop, a Hardaway, a LaGrange, or even might even see Shaw in the later rounds of the first playoff games. But really, I think Carver's doing a very good job. Again, I think for as the competition is concerned, I think right now they need to develop some younger players, get some depth, because really you're injury away from not making the playoffs.
And big shout outs to Coach Michael Woolridge over at Hardaway. You mentioned
right.
Hardaway, and again, they have been playing really well.
They've been playing well. I look for Hardaway. The Hardaway-Carver game is going to be a great test game, a great playoff kind of atmosphere. I think really that intensity and that passion of those two schools playing, I think that's going to be a big-time game. Like I say, I can see Hardaway, Carver. I got Carver always ready in there. Hardaway, Troop, and probably LaGrange or either. Shaw might even be able to make it in there, DJ. But really, it's really some big-time region games coming about, and I think we're going to have a great playoff.
Coach Pierre Coffey down at Chatco has only been down there a few years, but he's already got his footprint cemented in steel down there.
Well, you know, it wouldn't be long, DJ. And really, Chatco has always had players, and I think really they got a coach that understands them and knows how to develop talent. Pierre Coffey has done a great job. Did a great job at Spencer. At Chatco, he's got players down there, and really, you know, when you're in that region, you're going to have to be able to deal with the Marion counties of the world, the Sly counties of the world. You're going to have to do some soul searching and develop some good players.
Coach Dwight Jones has been, he's a veteran. He's been around several schools in the Tri-City area. And again, what he's doing over Pacelli is phenomenal.
It's great, man. And really to see Pacelli's football program develop while Dwight Jones has been over there. They're getting better players. They're getting bigger, faster, and stronger players. Dwight Jones is a very good coach. I mean, experienced extraordinaire, DJ. I mean, he's been in football for the longest, but one thing about a Dwight Jones team, they're going to be disciplined, they're going to play hard, and they're going to be able to run the football.
Central has Prattville this week.
That's right, Prattville, man. And really, like I said, man, you know, for all our Phoenix City listeners, man, we're really not that hard on Central, but Central has to get better, and I think they really have too many good players for them being to play the way that they've been playing and fixing the back end again for the fourth time during this show. They need to get somebody in the secondary. They need to get some kids in the secondary. You got a second-string receiver over there that you haven't even put on the field.
Watch out there now.
Let that man play corner, man. Let him do something. Put him on the field. Because somebody can play in the secondary. You can't tell me you ain't got nobody to play in the secondary.
Any other intriguing stories as we talk about the local high school football?
Well, you know, again, I got to stay back on Central again, DJ, because really the piece with, you know, the Miles kid, the Caleb Nix, the quarterback situation. The quarterback situation, it slows down the tempo of the game. One quarterback comes in and he does well. Then the other quarterback comes in and he slows everything down. And really the play calling for these quarterbacks, got to do something, man. They can do better, DJ.
Well, one thing is for sure, Jackson Meeks is a gamer. He's a five-star recruit. He's been hurt. Again, we've seen him as a punter. We've seen him as a return guy and a standout receiver. And again, he hadn't been healthy the last few weeks, man. So that's been a huge impact as far as I'm concerned.
That has been an impact. You know, really, the Jackson Meeks piece is big because really he is recognized, other than Joseph McKay, those are the two game breakers. Those are your two home run hitters. They're going to make plays. They're going to do things, but really getting the offense on tap, making big plays. And you really sometimes these days you depend so much on the big play that really when you start grinding the ball out, you know, you really slow everything down. Yeah, but I don't care if we have to grind it out, whatever way we have to do. We got to score touchdowns. And on defense, you got to get off the field on third down.
All right, we'll take a short break. This is Sports Visions.
Should planning your travel be more stressful than staying at home? Of course not. Here at Lumpkin Travel, our VIP service makes traveling easy and fun.
Girls Trip!
We've helped serve thousands of people and families experience their dream vacation by taking the hassle out of travel.
Thank you.
We book your flight, reserve your hotel, and make sure you have a stress-free vacation so you can enjoy every moment of it.
Thank you.
We even help you choose different activities that you're guaranteed to enjoy. And the best part is, we find you the best price at no extra charge for you. Actually, 95% of customers save money and time by booking with Lumpkin Travel. So start thinking about your dream vacation. Wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, we'll make it happen for you. As easy as 1, 2, 3. Call today or log on and set up your vacation of a lifetime with Lumpkin Travel, your travel agent for life.
E&S Men's Clothing Warehouse has been your most trusted name in men's fashion for more than 50 years. We've offered the area's best selection of top quality, name brand suits, accessories, and casual wear at the most competitive prices around. Customer service is our top priority. We're the professionals generations have trusted for the best quality and absolutely the best deals. We are E&S Men's Clothing Warehouse. We are simply the best.
Come into Chester's Barbecue for our world-famous mouth-watering ribs, smoked fresh on our grill daily. Or try one of our barbecue pork plates with fresh sides. Chester's has delicious sandwich combos to choose from that are sure to please. We also serve tempting home-cooked favorites. And don't forget to take home your own bottle of great sauce. Chester's Barbecue, serving the best food at the best price, with 3 locations to serve you.
Hey, my name is George, and I love the Chick-Fil-A grilled nuggets. It's like me grilling at home. It tastes very similar to that, except the seasoning. I probably can't season it as well as Chick-Fil-A does. The chicken's super tender, and honestly, the best nuggets I've ever tasted.
My name is Meredith, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the oven-toasted, cheesy top layer. If home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
Gear up for fall at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Welcome back to Sports Vision, Dale. It's now time for our SEC report, brought
right.
to you by our good friends at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
That's right, DJ. Let's get to the SEC, man. Again, great games last week, man, and really we got some more intriguing games this week.
Absolutely. Let's start right there with the big one, the South's oldest rivalry. Who would have thunk it? The University of Georgia Bulldogs put it on the Auburn Tigers the way they did. I was really, again, I was torn. Obviously I bleed Bulldog red. However, I'm an SEC guy, and I like Auburn, believe it or not, when they're not playing Georgia. However, I was a little disappointed in the Auburn Tigers. Bo Nix coming back for a second go-around. Of course, a year of experience underneath his belt. We got a new play caller, I know, in Chad Scott. However, you know what? The Georgia Bulldogs obviously are really dominant on defense. They're one of the best defenses in the country. They stifled the Auburn Tigers. And
that's a good word for it, DJ. They shut down Auburn. I mean, really, it's unbelievable. And like I said, DJ, we all Auburn guys in a sense until we play Georgia. But really, one of the biggest things that jumped out at me is that the offensive line and the defensive line and just the attitude, the whole attitude of the Auburn Tigers, they didn't compete, DJ. And I think really, I would have wished I could have been to a full pad practice with Rodney Gardner, because really on the defensive line, which Auburn is noted for, they are a little bit more physical, but they didn't show any physicality at all during the Georgia game.
Big shouts out to Stetson Bennett, man. This young man stepped up in a big way, came in, of course, and rescued Georgia in the first game of the season 2 weeks ago and came in the second half. Kick-started the offense, Dale, and he just continued against Auburn. He seems to be a quarterback that's not the dual threat, highly talented, 5-star talent guy that we want, but he is adequate. He is the guy that he understands. First and foremost, he's mature. He's been around. He was at Georgia one time before, and he left, went to a junior college, had some good playing there, came back to Athens, and of course for the scout team around the Rose Bowl time a couple of years ago, actually had opportunity to give the defense a great look as they performed in the Rose Bowl. But you know what? Here's a guy, when I see him play, no, he's not a big guy. No, he's not the fastest, but he is quick. He's a quick guy. He has good, good lateral movement, and he makes good decisions, and he's cool as a fan.
I mean, really, that's one of the things that jump out with me with Stetson Bennett, DJ, is that he's a good game manager. He doesn't give up the ball. He makes plays. He knows where he wants to throw the ball. He's cool. He's poised. I think one of the biggest things about Georgia, we don't have a five-star glamorous quarterback at this time, but really, I just need a game manager. I just need somebody that's going to manage the game, not turn the ball over, distribute the ball where it needs to be distributed, and I think really that's one thing that we do have with Stetson Bennett, but really for us being able to run the football, that's what we got to do, DJ. We just got to grind it out. I'll take a W anytime.
Good to see Zeus White back to healthy. I mean, he's performing as he was that five-star coming out of high school a couple of years ago. This kid underwent several ACL surgeries, but I mean, the way he's able to do his jump cuts and explosion, all of that is back, and good to see him doing his thing. I tell you what, what Stetson Bennett has impressed me with is that he has been able to spread the ball around. He's not going to the one. George Pickens obviously is the kid that everybody's talking about, but again, you know as well as I do, George Pickens is drawing the double coverage.
That's right.
So that means other kids, the Jackson kids, Sears Jackson has come out. He caught multiple balls in the game. The tight end needs to get more involved, and I just think that Bennett has a really good understanding of what the Georgia Bulldogs want to do on offense, and he's taking advantage of all the weapons.
And really, DJ, like you said, he knows where he wants to throw the ball before he has a preset read. When he's able to pick up on, if they're blitzing, he knows where he wants to throw the ball. And, when you can get that that look of where you want to throw the ball, DJ, you can play a little faster. What he is not physically faster, he's in the mind that he's really thinking about before the ball is even snapped. He knows where he wants to throw the ball. And that's a good thing for Georgia. And for as the running backs are concerned, Romeo White did a great job, DJ. He runs downhill, he runs forward, and really recuperating from all those ACL deals that DJ, really you could never tell that he had ACLs done on both his knees. And really the other piece, man, I like that McIntosh kid, the McIntosh and the Middleton piece. Georgia has some running backs. I think really, they go toe-to-toe on the offensive line, DJ, like they did against Auburn. And really, if they're running the ball, DJ, they're going to be hard to beat.
Well, the next chapter is, of course, on Saturday at 3:30 CBS, national TV, national stage once again. Tennessee's coming into town. Jeremy Pruitt is bringing in a much improved Tennessee Volunteer team. This will be another chapter to see how good the Georgia Bulldogs are.
Another challenge, like all these SEC games are, DJ, they're going to be a challenge. And this is an interconference deal that Tennessee and Georgia has a great rivalry. Tennessee is well improved. Tennessee is very physical. I don't think Georgia would even think about having the same kind of physicality that they played against with Auburn. They're going to have to turn it up a little bit against Tennessee. Jeremy Pruitt, done a great job while he's been over there. He's got rid of a lot of players up there, but really all the ones that are there are the ones that he have gone out and really selected as giving scholarships to, DJ. And really, Tennessee is better, man.
Well, Sam Pittman and his Arkansas Razorbacks are going to come in town. They're going to go up against the Auburn Tigers. We got to see if Auburn can forget that game and get back on track, because obviously, if they're still hanging their heads over the game against Georgia last week, Sam Pittman is coming in fresh off of a victory, his first SEC victory, with a pretty doggone good team.
They got a pretty good team, DJ. You saw the Arkansas and the Georgia game, you saw how Georgia stifled them in the second half and played better. But really, after winning last week, that's a great sign that Arkansas is well improved, and they're going to play Auburn real tough. Auburn has to bring their physical game to the table, because really Arkansas showed Georgia, just like they played Georgia, and we were winning last week, that they are very physical, they're very good, they're very good on defense. I believe that Gus Malzahn got to call the plays, DJ. I think Chad Morris is great, but really to jumpstart this Auburn's offense, man, and to stop being so stagnant, Gus is going to have to come in. I mean, really, when you can't get the ball to Anthony Schwartz, when you can't get the ball to Seth Williams, and then your offense, Get the ball to Tank Bigsby. That was probably the best thing that happened on that offensive side last week, that Tank Bigsby, he played a great game as a freshman. I think he's going to continue to do better. I think they found their tailback, DJ, but one of the biggest things, Gus got to call some plays. They got to have some explosive plays. Auburn can't win without explosive plays.
I got to think that Auburn will be better because they're not going up against the University of Georgia offensive and defensive line. I think that Arkansas is going to have an adequate team. However, I think that this is the week that Bo Nix gets back on track. Well, you mentioned Tank Bigsby from right around the corner here, but the young freshman he's explosive. Seth Williams as well as Anthony Schwartz. They got to get the ball to those guys, and I don't think that he's going to take the play calling. Gus is going to take the play calling away from Chad Scott just yet, because again, I think that the University of Georgia, man, is just that good, and again, I think that you're going to see this Saturday again against Tennessee. I do think that they're going to not stifle the Tennessee Volunteers, so that will kind of make up for just how bad Auburn played. So I think that this is Auburn's coming out party. As a matter of fact, it has to be, because we know those Auburn fans are not going to be patient if the Gus Malzahn and Auburn Tigers don't perform admirably against Arkansas.
I think really all the young players that they have to develop game by game. They got to gather experience game by game, because really you're playing all SEC foes, everybody in your division. You don't have time to get ready.
Absolutely. And again, let's take it up to Tuscaloosa, where the Alabama Crimson Tide, man, they just continue to roll. That's why they say roll Tide.
Yes.
Nick Saban, I'll tell you what, Mac Jones, man. Mac Jones has stepped in. Thank God he had a couple of games at the end of the season last year. Again, you can't even tell that anybody's missing out of that offense, because again, out of all those players that were drafted, and especially those receivers that went to the next level, guess what? They have 3 more All-Americans, and that Mac Jones has to throw to.
I mean, really, Mac Jones got to be, just walking around on cloud now, man, because really he had the opportunity to play with these guys, Devon Smith, Waddle, the Waddle kid, and Miggins, the new receiver. He has a slew of receivers, and really knowing and playing with confidence, knowing where he wants to throw the ball, DJ, you can tell that this guy is confident. He's not worrying about too much. 435 yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, over 80 yards. I mean, really, man, this guy does a great job, and really, they're not even having to run the ball, DJ, because of these explosive plays.
Well, you just said it. When we say explosive plays, if we're talking over your head, we're talking plays in excess of 40 yards. And again, Alabama had a plethora of them. They had a 67-yard touchdown pass. They had a 78-yard touchdown pass and an 87-yard touchdown pass. You know what? Those are explosive plays because they are big plays. They're home runs, if you will. And Mac Jones and those receivers at Alabama do a great job. And thanks to those offensive linemen who allow him the time to have those explosive plays, because you can't throw the ball down the field excess of 40 yards unless you have an offensive line that's putting in work.
I mean, really, another number for you. They had over 9 plays, DJ, over 15 yards passing. So really, those explosive plays, that's the biggest difference. And then you got a defense that is stifling, that is just physical and just tough. And really, they're going to be, they're Alabama bound. They're going to be big, physical, fast, strong. They're going to get off the field on 3rd down, DJ. And really, I think that, Lane Kiffin knows this defense, knows what he has to do. I think he got several tricks in his bag. I think really he's going to try to do some things. He knows that Alabama's going to play some man-to-man, and I think really they're going to try to throw the ball deep downfield.
The Ole Miss Rebels have been impressive, and of course their new coach, former assistant at Alabama, Lane Kiffin, has done an incredible job. However, this is an Alabama team that rightfully so should be ranked number 1 in the country, in my estimation, over Clemson, because of that great defense and that explosive offense.
I mean, you got a point there, DJ, because really we're going to see how good Clemson is this Saturday night when they play against Miami, because really everybody knows Clemson's number 1. Trevor Lawrence is the number 1 quarterback. So it's going to be a situation, man, where we're going to find out real big here, man, for these AP polls, and you can't really even look at the AP polls now because everybody's not playing. But now I think this thing is kind of leveling out with some plays, 3 games, 4 games in. We're going to find out who's going to be the number 1 team in the country.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. This is Sports Visions.
Bus is coming in 10 minutes. Come eat breakfast. Hey, watch the homework.
Do you know if it's supposed to rain?
Where's my gray hat? Where did you leave it?
It's your body.
What time does practice end today?
I like that headband. It really makes a statement.
Are you gonna wear this to work? Let's go. Bus is here.
Liberty Utilities natural gas. So reliable, you'll forget we're there.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
It started with a few smaller bills. $50 here,
$80,
$100. I had good health insurance.
Why isn't this covered? Well, then they started getting bigger. $800.
$1,800.
I saved for this.
But not that much.
I'm glad I had Aflac.
They gave me money when I needed it most.
That's why Aflac is here, to help with the expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
I love that Aflac duck.
Aflac! Get to know us at aflac.com.
Welcome back to Sports Visions. The Atlanta Falcons report is what we have on schedule right now. But Dale, I'm going to tell you what. This is going to be very brief because this is going to be an NFL report. Our Atlanta Falcons, my Atlanta Falcons, really I had a whole lot of hope and probably wishes that they were going to go up and knock off Green Bay on the national spotlight on Monday Night Football this past Monday. However, that didn't happen. And you know what? It's just a matter of time now that I realize that Dan Quinn, his days are numbered.
Oh! I can't believe you said that, man, but really, they got to be numbered, DJ. You know, you lost the first 4 games. You could have been easily 3-1. I think really the Green Bay game, they were never in that game. They had so many injuries, they couldn't compete with the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers. So I think really for this game and the rest of the year, I think for this conference game against the Carolina Panthers is very important. The next 5 games, the Falcons have to win those 5 games, DJ, because they're going to be out of it, and they might as well get into the Trevor Lawrence contest or whatever to get another number 1 pick. But I think really for the competing, the injuries, the problems, the environment, all those things, they got to change it, man. And the only way you're going to change it, DJ, you got to get rid of the head coach. And I can't put it any nice. Dan Quinn's a nice guy, but you know what we say about nice guys? They finish last, DJ.
You know, and again, as bad as the Falcons have been playing, and again, as much as you want Dan Quinn to be let go, we have a guy that's an owner that's a total professional, and he's a guy that's not ready to upset the apple cart in the middle of the season. We don't know what's going to happen in the next few weeks. However, we do know that Dan Quinn has not had the team performing at the level that it should be. One thing that is sticking out in my mind, Dale, a lot of injuries, a lot of neck injuries that are going on with the Atlanta Falcons. And Julio Jones, once again, he played, but he was not healthy because he didn't return in the second half. I had another safety to go down. The Falcons were literally signing practice squad players en route to Green Bay because of all the injuries on the secondary and on the team.
I mean, really, man, the injury bug is definitely killing them. And the other thing that we really have put a lot of emphasis on, not having a preseason, not having a long camp. I mean, I think for us getting players really actively in shape, I don't think some of these guys are in shape. And one thing about not being in shape, DJ, you get injured. And I think really that injury bug is just decimated the Falcons' whole defense. I mean, really, they actually probably got tryouts as we speak, DJ, to get some more players because really all the players that were on the travel squad are on injury reserve. They're either coming off or they're going on, and it's really a problem for the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, this week, the Carolina Panthers, Teddy Bridgewater has done an excellent job with them, and I guess, you know, hopefully it's just a matter of time. I keep saying I'm waiting for the light to go off, Dale, but you know what? I don't know if that light's going to go off because the bulb might be blown.
It probably is. I believe it. If you're the Atlanta Falcons, yes, the bulb is blown. But I think really when you can play the Carolina Panthers twice in the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then you got other 2 teams. The team slips my mind, but at the same time, you should be able to win these next 5 games. And it would be great if the Falcons can win these next 5 games. But you know what the Falcons need to do, DJ? They just need to win 1 game. And I think really that can get some things started, get some people well, get these guys back in shape, get these guys back, feeling good about themselves, and really the camaraderie on the team. There's no question about the camaraderie. I think Arthur Blank is a great owner too, DJ, keeping Dan Quinn. But you're either going to have to keep this guy and say, okay, we're gonna stick with him for the whole year, or you're going to have to cut bait right now.
Well, enough said about the Falcons, but to me, the biggest story in the National Football League is COVID-19 and the coronavirus. We have the New England Patriots, who we know, Cam Newton, their quarterback, went down or was tested positive for COVID-19 on last week. This week, the Defensive Player of the Year, Stephon Elmore, has contracted the virus, Dale, and of course shut down operations in New England, which means that I don't know how many or if this game is going to be in play this weekend, but there's also a situation with the Tennessee Titans, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I mean, really, man, when you start dealing with the COVID-19 situation, you got to deal with 14 days, almost 21 days. If they got just a physical injury of my ankle or pull muscle, you'll probably be back within 21 days. But when it's a COVID-19 situation, DJ, you're going to be out for 3 weeks automatically. And, even far as all the protocol is concerned, being able to test negative for 2 consecutive days, being quarantined for 14 days, all these things taken into account. And really, the team is still playing. Games are still going on. There's not any postponement of these games unless it's just maybe a day or so, but they're not going to wait and hold up for you for 3 weeks, DJ.
Well, one thing that I do know is that we mentioned all of these injuries that are going on. Well, we know that the Kansas City and the Patriots game was postponed to Monday night, and it was the first of a doubleheader. However, when you talk about missing the bye weeks. The bye weeks are huge in the National Football League. You got teams like the Pittsburgh Steelers and others that are going to now have to play 13 straight weeks in a row. With already the injuries on the front side of the schedule, what in the world do you think is going to happen? And we're not even at halfway through the season.
And really, the other good part about it, really, if there is a good part about it, even though the Falcons are 0-4, if they go 0-5, this is going to be a long season. A lot of injuries are going to take place. A lot of teams can start off hot, and they probably can end off not being that good because of the injury bug, because of the COVID-19 situation. So really, it's a long season, and really, 17 games. In the past, the games would be going, right after one game after another. But at the same time, now with that COVID-19 piece, it's making for a long football season.
Let's talk about some of the superlative athletes that have still stood out. I know Tom Brady is a guy that everybody's been watching, but you know what? The Bucs are 3-1, and Tom Brady, you know what? He had his ups and downs, but what do you expect when you got a guy that's spent 20 years in one place, and this is his first? He hadn't been in Tampa 3 months, but he has this team winning.
He's had his, really, just for him being that important to a team, he has shown his importance. He's shown he's worth that $50 million. But the best thing that I've seen about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, DJ, is their defense. They get after you on defense, and I think really Todd Bowles being the defense coordinator for him, DJ, I think added Tom Brady. Tom Brady got all these weapons around him. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are one of the top 5 teams in the league, but really I've been really, really impressed. Again, everybody knows the Kansas City Chiefs are good. Patrick Mahomes is even greater, but at the same time, the Russell Wilson piece is big. The Seattle Seahawks, I think, is one of the hottest teams in the NFL. I think really right now, if you got to say, okay, who's going to be your Super Bowl pick, I would love to see the Kansas City Chiefs and the Seahawks play.
The Houston Texans have already gone ahead and made the move. They fired their head coach and general manager, Bill O'Brien. And a lot of folks have said, boy, I tell you, what took him so long? But Bill O'Brien is now on the street. Romeo Cornell has just stepped up as the interim head coach. He was the defensive coordinator, Dale. This guy's 70 years old. He's he's made history as being the oldest head coach in NFL history. But Romeo has been there, done that. He's an excellent coach. He's a player's coach, and it'll be interesting to see if he's able to keep that job.
Really, it's going to be very interesting, really. But I think really the job that the Texas organization was really wanting to keep was the general manager piece. And I think with Bill O'Brien, I think he was the general manager and head coach, president. He was all that. Now they're going back to what they're used to. They're going to be the general managers, and they're going to handle those players. Because really, I think really Bill O'Brien let his feelings got in the way on the DeAndre Hopkins piece.
And of course, the Dallas Cowboys, man, as bad as they've been playing at 1-3, they are still on top of their division. That whole division is just a dumpster fire.
Toxic. It is awful. I think really the NFC East got to be the worst division in NFL football. But I think really Dallas got too many good players on the offensive side, they can score points, but they can't stop anybody, DJ, and that's very important. Everybody is finding out that you got to have some defense in the NFL this year because you got to stop somebody. If you don't stop anybody, and these scores, man, I mean 50 to 36, teams scoring these kind of ones, you can tell that all these teams are scoring a lot of points because of a lack of defense.
All right, we're going to take a short break, pay some bills. We'll be right back.
In Japan, they have something called Kobe beef. That's how we do it at Luke's Pub. 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 Y'all come out and see us.
Headquarter Nissan has the same used cars as our competitors for much less, and with a lifetime warranty.
Their 2018 Ford Fusion, 17.7. Ours, 16.9. That's over $750 less.
Plus a lifetime warranty.
Their 2017 Altima, 15.9. Ours, 15.4.
Plus a lifetime warranty. Compare and see for yourself. Don't pay more for less, pay less for more. A lot more. Headquarter Nissan.
For the best in local, regional, and national sports news, be sure to tune to the Sports Visions radio show every Monday and Thursday from 4 to 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Over the past 16 years, DJ Jones and Dale Williams have celebrated and uplifted our local high school coaches and student athletes. So get a behind-the-scenes look from your hometown sports guys. DJ Jones and Dale Williams on WRCG 92.1.
And welcome back to Sports Visions, Dale. We have a situation where the NBA Finals is almost done, and I know that a lot of folks are not surprised that the LA Lakers have pretty much dominated the Miami Heat. However, I think that you got to give credit to the Heat's organization, the players, especially Jimmy Buckets Butler.
I mean, really, man, the Miami Heat have done a great job making it a competitive series. As we tape this show, it's 3-1 Lakers, and really, people are saying they're going to get closed out. But one of the good things about it is the competitive nature that the Miami Heat brought to the table, DJ. From I wouldn't think of anything less than a Pat Riley influence team. Eric Spoelstra, he's been there before. Jimmy Butler is a warrior. I mean, really, all these guys, they have a good team, DJ, but a team for the future. But I think really the LA Lakers, too big, too strong, and really I think they're just destiny is on the LA Lakers to win this series. Anthony Davis has played lights out. I mean, really, he is something really special, and I think the whole nation is seeing how good Anthony Davis really is.
Well, one thing is for sure, and I'm going to go there even though it really hadn't closed out the championship yet, but the Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron James led. Of course, this is a whole season that was dedicated to Kobe Bryant, obviously losing one of the greatest players in NBA history, one of the very, very centerpieces of the Los Angeles Lakers legacy. Again, to win the championship with LeBron in year 2 means so much, Dale. And again, there's a lot of storylines that you can draw from that. But I think that more than anything, that this season will be remembered as Kobe's season. And again, the great job that Anthony Davis and LeBron James did in leading the LA Lakers to the NBA championship.
I think really all those things are right, DJ, and I think really everybody still is thinking about the Kobe Bryant situation. I don't think the LA Lakers have had a chance to mourn Kobe Bryant's death, because really going into the bubble, being intense, being number one, when you're number one seed and everybody expects you to win, it's a little harder to win. You got all this pressure on you, and you really have not been able to kind of relax yet. I think they want to close it out, DJ, too, but at the same time, the LA Lakers have a great team. And I think really that third party person that we talked about, Contavious Caldwell Pope has done a great job being that third person, because really, we knew LeBron and we knew that Anthony Davis, they were going to show up, but those other alternate players, they were going to have to show up for the LA Lakers to be successful in the series. They have, and I think really it's been a competitive series, but at the same time, I think I have to take my hat off to the NBA, because really for these guys, the Miami Heat, the Lakers, all these young players getting the opportunity and using their platform to show how good they are, this has been a great NBA Finals, man.
Big ups to local former high school star Kentavious Caldwell Pope. He, of course, is an integral part of that championship. But you know, the old cliche, all you have to do is win and everything else will be forgotten. Does anybody remember that the little funk that Magic Johnson had leaving the organization early in the year? You don't even think about that. Guess what? When you win, you forget about all the bad times, and all the good times are rewarded and honored. All right, before we leave this particular segment, Dale, I want to give a big shout out to the new WNBA champions, the Seattle team that I was out there, the Seattle Storm. Sue Bird, her fourth championship, Dale. Wow. And again, congratulations. And on top of that, the WNBA, the female professionals, they spent their whole season in the bubble and playing not only the regular season and the championship, as of course we saw that the NBA, they played the final 8 games and then they played the playoffs. But again, congratulations to the Seattle Storm and Sue Bird. We'll take a short break and we'll wrap it up after this.
Should planning your travel be more stressful than staying at home? Of course not. Here at Lumpkin Travel, our VIP service makes traveling easy and fun.
Girls Trip!
We've helped serve thousands of people and families experience their dream vacation by taking the hassle out of travel.
Thank you.
We book your flight, reserve your hotel, and make sure you have a stress-free vacation so you can enjoy every moment of it.
Thank you.
We even help you choose different activities that you're guaranteed to enjoy.
Vacation!
And the best part is, we find you the best price at no extra charge for you. Actually, 95% of customers save money and time by booking with Lumpkin Travel. So start thinking about your dream vacation. Wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, we'll make it happen for you. As easy as 1, 2, 3. Call today or log on and set up your vacation of a lifetime with Lumpkin Travel, your travel agent for life.
E&S Men's Clothing Warehouse has been your most trusted name in men's fashion for more than 50 years. We've offered the area's best selection of top quality, name brand suits, accessories, and casual wear at the most competitive prices around. Customer service is our top priority. We're the professionals generations have trusted for the best quality and absolutely the best deals. We are E&S Men's Clothing Warehouse. We are simply the best.
Come into Chester's Barbecue for our world-famous mouth-watering ribs, smoked fresh on our grill daily. Or try one of our barbecue pork plates with fresh sides. Chester's has delicious sandwich combos to choose from that are sure to please. We also serve tempting home-cooked favorites. And don't forget to take home your own bottle of great sauce. Chester's Barbecue, serving the best food at the best price, with 3 locations to serve you.
Hey, my name is George, and I love the Chick-Fil-A grilled nuggets. It's like me grilling at home. It tastes very similar to that, except the seasoning. I probably can't season it as well as Chick-Fil-A does. The chicken's super tender, and honestly, the best nuggets I've ever tasted.
My name is Meredith, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the oven-toasted, cheesy top layer. If home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
Gear up for fall at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
In Japan, they have something called Kobe beef. That's how we do it at Luke's Pub. 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 Y'all come out and see us.
For the best in local, regional, and national sports news, be sure to tune to the Sports Visions radio show every Monday and Thursday from 4 to 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Over the past 16 years, DJ Jones and Dale Williams have celebrated and uplifted our local high school coaches and student athletes. So get a behind-the-scenes look from your hometown sports guys. DJ Jones and Dale Williams on WRCG 92.1.
And welcome back to the final segment of today's Sports Vision's television show. Dale, I tell you what, the Atlanta Braves are right where you want to be. For the first time in 19 years, Dale, they are in, of course, the NLDS. And you know what? I feel good about what they're doing because they've already punched out one, as this show tape, they won the first game against the Marlins. I mean, really going up against the Marlins, a division rival anyway, DJ, to start off the first game winning, that is big for the Atlanta Braves. And, you know, listen to me here, all you viewers out there. If the Braves hit, they can win. If they can't hit, that's when they're going to have problems. But really, with 1 through 9, they got one of the strongest batting teams in the whole baseball, Major League Baseball. I think for from 1 to 9, they're strong, from Acuna to Osby's to Austin to my boy Marcell Ozuna. They got a squad that can hit. And as long as they're getting 9, 10 runs, you know, their pitching can stand up. They got a couple of pitchers that have stepped up and done a great job. The Braves have done, overall, they've done great, DJ, for the playoffs have been concerned. Max Fried and Ian Anderson, Dale, those are the two guys. And again, and when you talk about postseason play, you don't need 5 starters, although, that's right. You know, these games are being played something a little different. They're being played back to back to back, so there's no day rest in between. So you're going to have to use full, your whole roster as far as all the starting pitchers and most of your bullpen. And the bullpen, and really, speaking of the bullpen, that's another reason why the Braves are winning too, because their bullpen has done great. Last year, they were trying to fix the bullpen. Now, they kept most of those pitchers. Now they're really developed right now. They're doing a great job. And if the Braves get good pitching, I can guarantee you, you can wait around to about the 7th inning, DJ, those bats gonna get real hot. And we're talking about hitting extra bases. We're talking about home runs, doubles, triples, grand slams. They are very explosive. And before we close out the show, we would be remiss if we didn't thank you for watching on CTV Beam and those listeners on our radio show every Monday and Thursday from 4 to 6 o'clock on WRCG 92.1. We go live and we have fun. At least once a month, we go into the radio studios with the cameras and let you see how we do the radio show. We have a lot of fun. No, the radio show is not as professional and as proper as we are here, Dale. We have on our nice duds, and obviously there's only so much time on television, but we let it rip on the radio. So be sure to tune in every Monday and Thursday from 4 to 6 o'clock on WRCG 92.1, or you can check out our app. Dale, you can give them that opportunity. All you got to do, all you smartphone users, just go to your app store, type in Sports Visions Radio, bam, there go your app right there, free, and you can tune in to the Sports Visions Radio show. And for the best in local, regional, and national sports, tune in to the Sports Visions Radio show. And in fact, also we have a podcast on our app that you can go to on the menu. You can hear any of our shows anytime you'd like. Well, that's going to do it for all the Sports Visions we have for you today. On behalf of Dale Williams, I'm DJ Jones, reminding you to keep your eye on the ball.